Hello, my name is Lisa Savinovichv2. I am an enterprise technology analyst that's at the senior level. I've been with SMUD for 8 years. I support mostly the finance areas of information technology. My career actually began in accounting, and so prior to SMUD, I made a change. Enjoyed working on so many technology projects that I made a full-time switch.
How did you make that switch?
Very early in my career in accounting, I was pulled in.
Was your career in accounting somewhere else?
It was somewhere else. So here in SMUD I have been. So do I need to rephrase that, or?
No, that's okay. We'll piece it together.
Okay.
So how did you make that change?
To make the change, I worked in accounting. Within accounting, there were always projects coming up, often with technology as a piece. The accounting field really was moving away from using these huge ledger sheets and into using technology to capture the data and capture it properly. So when I was in cost accounting, I was pulled in an inventory control and a manufacturing software conversion, or conversion from actually a very manual process. Worked on that. I did such a good job that when I moved over to a different position in accounting, they had me lead the fixed asset software implementation. Once again, something manual to software. Another role that I had within finance, I moved into supporting the general ledger, the consolidations, information that we sent to our headquarters office in Chicago. So I supported, even though I was in accounting, we were very much a combination of accountants as well as functional analysts in what the role that we have here today at SMUD. So I was doing both. The company went through a restructuring and sold this off as part of a leveraged buyout, which made it so that they needed to install a new financial system. And because of the background I had, I became the candidate with the most experience. I enjoyed that project so much, the variety of skills that I had to use, all of the different people I was able to meet in the different areas of the business and different divisions, that I made a permanent change. And so that's actually 2 companies back from SMUD. But
So tell us how you got to SMUD.
So I got to SMUD. I went to a place called HealthNet, where I was able to be pure information technology, more similar to the role I now have. I was actually looking for a company which would allow me to balance both work life and home life. And SMUD has a great reputation of being family friendly and being a family itself. And so I was looking for that type of a place to use the skills I had and enhance them.
So are you from this area, or did you relocate to this area?
My work career has all been within the Sacramento area. I am actually raised in the Bay Area, but came here for college, liked the community so much that I've stayed.
So did you go to Sac State?
I am a Sac State grad in accounting.
And did you say how long you've been working here?
I've been at SMUD for 8 years.
Okay. All right. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your family?
I have 2 children. I'm somewhat unique, I think, in that I have both a 10-year-old and a 20-year-old, all from the same husband. Often the question comes up. And so my 10-year-old is just starting the 5th grade this year, and then my daughter's in college at Gonzaga up in Spokane, Washington.
And do you live locally?
So one of the reasons I know I was so attracted, not only did SMUD have such a great reputation of being a place to work, I'm 5 miles from SMUD, so I feel very blessed that to commute in is an easy thing for me to do.
And how do you commute in?
I jump on Highway 50 at Watt Avenue. So I'm on at Watt and off here at 65th. So
How do you feel about the schools for your children?
The schools for my my son goes to Del Deo Elementary. It's very highly ranked. It's a public school that's part of the San Juan School District. I'm very pleased with that. With our daughter, when she was going through school, we actually, at one point, she expressed the desire to go to St. Francis, and we let her have that choice. And it was actually worked out very well as a SMUD employee. It's a few blocks away from here. So I feel that there are options within the schools, both either public or private here in Sacramento, depending on what your child wants or suits their needs.
Do you ever use the SMUD's van pool or carpooling, or just our fleet vehicles for going between campuses?
I haven't used them yet. I have such a short commute that actually my most difficult part is sometimes approaching the Watt Avenue on-ramp. Once I get to the Watt Avenue on-ramp, it's a very easy drive in. Because I have children, or still one that is in daycare and has soccer in the evenings, it has worked out best for me just to drive myself. Most of my users are in finance, budgeting, and tend to be in the headquarters building if they're not in the customer building that I'm in. So I haven't had as much of a need to go to the other building. Maybe with the renovation that could be a case, but not to date.
Do you use like the fitness center or bike or ride? I'm just looking for your own personal hobbies or interests that you have.
My son is very active on a swim team at Arden Hills, and that happens to be closest to our home. So I belong to that gym there because it works best if he can do his swim workout and I can do my workout. But it's all very close, so it tends to be very easy to manage. So.
How about for eating? Do you use the cafe or walk to the nearby restaurants?
I sometimes walk to Starbucks with my coworkers. There's times when we need to get a moment to get away from the building, and we'll take a walk to Starbucks. But I tend to bring my lunch, so I don't use the cafeteria.
And then how about your experience with any of our training programs, advancements, opportunities? Have you participated in BLT or educational house?
I've done. On a regular basis, I get to attend conferences that are related to my field. One of the new technologies that I've used is the business planning and consolidations of SAP. So when we were getting ready for that, I attended some conferences to help me prepare. I support the treasury systems within SAP, and I have attended both the treasury training in Foster City for SAP, or in the area near that, as well as I went to the Treasury Conference in Chicago. So whenever there's an area that when we're learning new technology or getting ready to put in new technology, I'm given the opportunity to get some formal training, as well as reach out to colleagues that might be able to assist with that.
So when you came to SMUD, were you hired for the expertise you already had, or have you grown from that or changed?
I was hired they were looking for a person in the finance and controlling area, which is an area I had a lot of experience in. So the nice part about SMUD is, so the company I was at previously, we were very, narrow in the areas that we were able to support. Where at SMUD, I've been allowed to branch out. I had no previous treasury experience, so that's I've enjoyed learning another area of SAP and learning it well. So here I have the opportunity to so with business planning and consolidation, an entire new module. I can still be involved with FICO or with the finance and controlling, as well as learn something new and challenge myself that way. Always lots of opportunities to learn new things here at SMUD.
Have you ever taken advantage of the computer loan program?
I have not taken advantage of that program.
Okay, SMUD's camping areas or Rancho Seco or the
None of those.
or any of that sort of thing?
I'm afraid my children have both been the types that tend to be very involved with extracurricular activities, so I'm afraid that sometimes that makes doing camping or some of these other things a little bit difficult. We're actually the swim league representatives for our son's swim league, and that takes a lot of time. When my daughter was at St. Francis, there were a lot of hours they expected you to assist the school with, and my daughter was on the speech team, so that required quite a bit of the speech parents. So my outside life tends to be heavily focused on, again, fitting in. It's a work-life balance and trying to make sure I can be a parent too. And so,
what kind of work schedule do you have? Do you have an ADO?
I don't do an ADO. I tend to come in closer to 7. At times I've come in at 6:30 so that maybe I can be off a little bit earlier before 5 so that I can make the soccer practice or swim meets or actually swim practice. So I found that my supervisor is very flexible in allowing me to make sure that work hours are maintained, projects are met, but yet you can still take care of some of these outside interests.
So you chose a regular 8-hour
I chose a
day?
regular 8-hour day so that I would not have to be longer, so that I could, again, get to swim practice, get to soccer, commute, help the children commute.
So I heard that you're a project manager and you manage a lot of projects.
I'm not a project manager.
Oh, did I misunderstand?
I'm a project lead often in a project,
All right.
but not an actual project manager. I'm the senior enterprise technology analyst.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about your work role then as a project lead?
Yes,
Primarily
as
responsible for
a
doing-
project lead or our title says projects. However, we do a lot of support too, so it really depends in our areas on what capital projects are approved for a given year, as if I'm going to be doing a lot of projects and then have to balance the operations side of SAP support. So what we're expected to do on the support side is if anything goes wrong in the system, we're the first people to get in, try to talk to the users, find out what happened, see if we can resolve it on our own or do we need to go to SAP. So that's the ongoing support piece of it. Then as new projects come up, as I mentioned, the business planning and consolidations came up. That required me to work with all of our business unit planning coordinators and business area planners to find out what is it they needed to do. So we're that bridge, I think, my department. We're the bridge between what you think of as an IT programmer and the end user. So we're that one in the middle trying to understand what is it you need to do, what are your requirements. We're then evaluating the software, will it do what you need it to do, and then trying to actually make it happen once you've made the selection. We'll be coordinating different things with different areas of technology. Sometimes I'm working with programmers or web developers to make these things happen for the end user.
So do you tend to meet with people one-on-one or by WebEx or in conference rooms? Or?
I've done all those. Sometimes we go to their desk. Sometimes we're meeting them in a conference room. Now that we have the ECOC, we do sometimes WebEx as well. I imagine with the headquarters renovation, we may be doing more WebExes at times during the winter months, as we'll be over in the 59th Street building. But it really does. To me, it depends on the user's availability, what I need to understand. But we'll do whatever is necessary to make sure we understand their needs.
And do you have to provide 24-hour support or not?
We do provide support at whatever hour is needed. I mean, if they're trying to do a budget and something goes wrong, we could be called. We're not here at all times, but our users all know that they can get a hold of us with our cell phones, and we can log in if they need us to.
And how would you define your work environment? How do you feel about the people you work with, your work group? What's that kind of culture, that work environment?
My coworkers are very collaborative, so even if it may be an area that sometimes they don't directly support themselves, we're great at allowing each other to bounce off different ideas off one another. We're a very friendly group. We do tease a little bit, but we enjoy being together. Sometimes for Halloween we dress up, or we'll do a special holiday lunch, and we've done the white elephant gift exchange, but mostly we enjoy being together. It's friendly.
So if you had to tell me what was the best thing about your job, what you like most about working at SMUD, what would that be?
The best thing about my job is I'm never bored. From one year to the next, I'm working on different projects, and I love the challenge of something new all the time. Opportunities for change here come frequently, and it adds a lot of variety to what I do. Makes me look forward to coming to work. I feel like I actually get paid to play sometimes because I get to a new project and I figure out, can I break it? Can it actually do what they want? And I do find it thrilling to achieve their goals.